Insanity, out they go. In Hyper, trying to get themselves patched up. Stars not having as much coverage as they would have hoped for. But Enigma Galaxy, though, look at the 7. They just big chilling over here, right? They don't seem all that phased.
Yeah, and they have played this so well, too. They have pretty much moved from compound to compound. And you were talking about earlier if Nenebete wasn't able to survive. I'm happy to see Nenebete still being alive. I think this is going to be very close to the end of him. I don't think this is going to be a tough one for him to survive, but he's at least going to be able to secure those placement points for his team. If it would have gotten eliminated earlier, there would have been 0 placement points. He's at least getting them up a little bit higher. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit too hard for Nenebete there, but he does score those placement points.
Yeah, it looked like a potential game of cat and mouse, but yeah, it was Zebra Master just toying with their food up ahead. Speaking of which, though, it is going to be Enigma Galaxy finding opportunity across the way down onto DE Xavier, who has got such a long way to go and a very exposed rotation. Should they decide to move, well, they can't really make a decision because they have to, right? They have to move up. Well, and with that, the blue gets the better of them. But 7-0, I'm curious to see just how exactly Zebra is going to play this one.
We'll have to wait and see. They're currently the team with the most eliminations, 12 eliminations. They're feeling good. They have all their 4 players alive as well, and they have the high ground too. They're going to have a lot of teams pushing towards them. I think they were able to spot action there as they're going to let those grenades just rain on them, but they need to be careful. They don't want to let Enigma Galaxy get a little bit too close. Men are allowing this player to actually make the push. That's very interesting. I thought he would have been taking some shots there with the M4.
Well, that nade came scary close. We got to watch out for Enigma here. They are definitely going to be packing all the heat they can find, as we sit with a 3v1 v4. So Zebra Master definitely have the advantage. They've been showing quite a bit of capability, just racking in those elims. Enigma could potentially be brought down to a 2-piece, but it's still Lord and Coops, right? Rauf is going to be looking for a little bit of change. But I like the spread, though. Zebra Master trying to really just clear out this entire zone.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do whenever you do have the amount of players that they have. I mean, they've been able to control the area even from early on when we saw this team fighting in Quarry. They've been doing it so well, and now they got another knock right there. It's going to be just Coops. Could it be possible? Could Coops clutch this up? It's going to be a tough one considering that it's going to be a 1v4, but man, I would not be against it if we can actually start the year off for PUBG Mobile Esports with a 1v4 clutch in the first game of Pmgo Prelims.
I mean, that would be so amazing. Like, I know Jukes has the whole caca thing, but, you know, I just want to say the whole thing for Coops with if Enigma is able to clutch this one out. So let's see whether or not I get to say anything. But now, I mean, Coops...
He was able to pick up his teammate.
Oh, they just got to survive, though.
He is going to survive. He's currently just making his way up, but he needs to be careful. I think he's going to get spotted right there. A lot of Zebra players are going to be able to move around. There you go. He gets spotted. He gets knocked down. It's going to come down to Rove. Can he clutch up some shots? It's going to be tough when you have 4 players of Zebra Masters staring at you, and Zebra Masters being able to come off with the win there. A dominant win as well. 15 eliminations, 2,373 damage. Choco could possibly end up surprising some of these teams. I'm not going to say he's going to end up winning the match, even though if it does end up happening, that'll be kind of fun to see. But he could maybe steal some eliminations or mess up a fight that could engage here pretty soon between Team Falcons and Rolls of War.
Well, I can tell you the Falcons are definitely going to make that quite challenging for Choco to pull off. So, I mean, if Choco gets it, that would be a very well-deserved winner chicken dinner. But first up, well, you got to deal with the Falcons up top here. They just moving about, trying to see what angles they can find. And Vitale could definitely be in quite a tricky place. Yes, indeed, they are, as Inco also gets sent on away. Down to the final 4 we go. Falcons, though, 7 all the way up to 11 eliminations.
And this is great control out of them, honestly. The way they're being able to just back up, let those... We talked about Rolls of War earlier, being able to let the Ridge take care of all the nades that were being thrown. Guess what? Team Falcons is now being able to be aware of where everybody's currently be rotating below them. They have that high ground advantage. They don't necessarily have to worry that much about Royals of War until the fight actually begins. And this is just well played out of them and keeping consistent pressure here on Worlds of War 2. Worlds of War trying to make a push here, getting a little bit closer. But guess what? Action has so many nades to go as he's able to connect there with 2. And now he's going to make that switch. You can see it right away. He wants to make sure he collects as much eliminations as possible and sends a statement as Team Falcons are now the ones on top when it comes down to Everest.
I mean, they are reclaiming territory like it's no one's business, but still, we got Choco hanging in the wing as we do say goodbye to the Royals of Warsaw. I mean, you were talking about it earlier, right? Choco maybe winning this one out. I think Choco has a really good chance to even make it up into the top 2, but that is going to be heavily dependent on the next push that comes through here from Furia, right? Are they going to try and maybe get themselves positioned up on the high ground, or are they just going to stick to these ridges?
Yeah, and I think for 9Cs right now, it's going to be a win for them regardless because they're going to be able to just play with Choco being able to be in the top 3 minimum. That's going to be some massive placement points for this team considering that they ended up with just, what was it, 5 eliminations, 11th place when we went to Sandhawk. So a much, much better contrast here in regards to them. Not maybe in regards to eliminations, but in regards to placement points. As Team Falcons taking some shots there to Furia. Furia currently being able to survive somehow. There you go. The car ends up exploding, and Team Falcons are going to go a bit on the aggressive there. And you know what? We've been hinting at it. At what point does Choco decide to be Maybe now is the time I start engaging with you guys. Maybe now is the time where I try to see what's actually going on and get out of my cave and try to take some shots, get some eliminations, and get some extra points for my team.
I mean, and it almost looks like Choco is just sitting back, sipping his latte, you know, waiting for everybody to kind of settle everything for them. And I mean, looking at this push coming through from Icy down on towards Adrian, this could be very well be that opportunity. But Adrian just locking in them sprays. Oh, down they go. And this is Choco now springing into action.
Second place now. He's going to be able to possibly third party this. Let's see where the circle. I mean, he's still within the circle too. He's going to be able to spot one. He needs to be able to hit those shots. He's able to hit them, but not long enough. Can he maybe get at least one elimination? He's going to forget that there's a lot more other teams and players. He's not able to convert. That knocked into a full elimination there for Choco, but a second place. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. Team Falcons gets the win in the first Erangel.
A little bit. That vehicle is down. Nice shots there, though, from Pmgo. And that's perfect timing because the zone is closing. There's no way he's going to be able to get that res off. No way. He's going to go for the run over?
What?
What is happening? Pmgo saying, no, I'm coming on in, baby. Let's go. And they do end up taking down the squad. So they decided to sacrifice a player with 4 eliminations for... well, actually, to be able to get the res off? I think they might be able to, right?
They
will,
they can even
but
put him in the vehicle. Yeah. That was sketchy. That was a little bit... that player was feeling himself. He's like, all right, you know what? I got the knock. Let me see if I can get the other one for the highlights. A little bit too much for my liking. But guess what? Luckily for him, he does have the backup of his team. And now they are going to be controlling an even bigger area here at Zebra Masters. We got 2 players there from 9C and Smoke Gaming still having their players alive as well. Honestly, I feel like Royals of War, with the way they're currently playing, I feel like they might end up taking this game too.
It's going to be hard, though. And the reason why I say that is because they have brought all the attention onto themselves. You can see almost every single team staring at their direction right now. So Royals of War have to play this carefully. I do like the fact that they were able to clear that out just on time, and they still have everybody up. So they're definitely in the most dominant position. You can see they're the only ones really moving around besides Smoke. But they got to play this on point. If they get into a fight a little too early, Smoke's going to come in and third party them very easily.
Yeah, and you're thinking about Smoke too. I'm thinking about the 9C players. They're being so quiet there that if Smoke is not able to spot them and actually start shooting them and maybe knocking them, I think 9C could possibly end up surprising here. Royals of War. Anything can happen, though, when it's this kind of madness. You have 2 teams with 4 players alive. Actually, 3 teams with 4 players alive. And then you have the oddball of 9C trying to clutch up another top 3 situation with not all their players alive, just 2 this time. So at least their chances are going to be a little bit higher. We saw what happened earlier with 9C. They were able to surprise and get that second place with Choco. But, oh, man. It's going to come down to who gets the first knock here. And It is tough. I can't call this one. I can't call this one anymore.
I can't. I was about to say, roll the dice, and one of these teams going to win it, because guess what? This is stage 9, baby. The zone is going down into absolute nothing. You can see these teams starting to throw out all of their utility. Meanwhile, like 9Z, not trying to move a muscle. Pretty hurt, though, at this time being. Royals of War saying, nope, I'm not going to leave this to chance. Smoke getting one of the players. Meanwhile, Zebra Master on the bottom side are going to start pushing Royals of War. And here they come.
And this is the aggressiveness. This is the proactiveness that we've been talking about. Zebra Masters, as they're now going to be going for the push. That's a shotty, and that's a little bit too far away. It ends up hindering him, as now he turns around, and guess what? They're doing it so well. Smoke Gaming being able to third-party this fight. Cats, Zebra Masters with their pants down, and they're going to be able to just take some easy eliminations here, and they're going to keep going. Smoke Gaming playing this so well. Hot Jukes, as they're going for the third party, they eliminate Rules of War, and guess what? They end up winning it. Perfect timing there for Smoke Gaming to decide to third party whenever Zebra Masters and Rules of War were engaging with each other. To do just that now, as they're going to be looking to push the Zebra Master players. He's going to throw down a Molotov, and that's a very good Molotov. And here comes the push. They need to be careful, though. I think they might have exposed themselves a little bit too much there for the Smoke Gaming players. And on top of that, Next Ria is going to be able to spot those players there from Team Liquid, and one player from Team Liquid does end up getting eliminated. And there's more getting eliminated too, DK. Oh, this is just turning bad here for Team Liquid, as Ferdy is just watching them say, like, yeah, just keep it going, boys. Keep on eliminating each other.
We went from a circle into a square of despair. It is just hot, heated action all over the place. I mean, whoever moves out gets spotted by all the other teams. You can see Next Ria now trying to find a little something up on the ridge. Team Liquid trying to spread themselves out, trying to cover as much ground. And Furia just maintain an absolute relentless position. And they still have such a dominating presence here.
They do, and the best part is that they haven't had to really do anything. They're currently being able to pick everybody apart, and this is what I was hoping it would start happening. And it's Furia just starting to third party, get those long range fights. They know where these teams are currently fighting. They kind of know where they're setting themselves up to, and they got vehicles. They can cover ground very, very quickly. Furia just needs to make sure that they stay a bit compact, keep on going with those angles, and not overextend yourself, because Next Ria and Smoke Gaming can definitely make you pay if they find you exposed.
I mean, especially with the shift now favoring Furia so much, they just got to play this one next level, right? They just got to keep the angles tight, ensure that they've got enough of that coverage to secure the position. Oh, but that is going to be Augusta finding a beautiful play up into Next Ria. One down, 2 more to go. But it seems like Next Ria will at least be able to get that pickup. But still, they got to cover that ground. The zone is going to be closing in the next few seconds, and this is really going to force their hand.
Yeah, and it's definitely Furia Esports game to lose, because at this point, with the way that they're currently set up, a series of events would have to happen here for this team not to be able to clutch this up. They have this circle, they have the advantage. Smoke Gaming is going to have to push out. Who knows how many Smoke Gaming has right now, because they've been able to have to fight so many teams earlier. And as we're talking about Smoke Gaming, guess what? Next year, trying to peek a little bit there. There was a lot of players dead from Team Liquid, so they could possibly get a little bit more equipment to their name, as you're seeing so many smokes going around. But then Smoke Gaming trying to third party that. Everybody's trying to go for it here. They're not waiting for anything, as you do see the little snake from Smoke Gaming trying to get that off angle on Furia. And I don't think they know that he's there.
Oh, it could be quite a bit of a surprise to come on through. I mean, I'm looking at Next Ria's position. There's so many smokes being deployed. It is great to kind of cover up your position, but it also means if you can't see your opponent, it puts you in a bit of a sticky spot, right? Because you can only third-party peek so far. And here we go now. It is going to be Furia starting to light it up. Next Ria feeling the heat. Smoking Gaming also getting caught out in the open as Ninho gets dropped. 2 players left, and this could be the opportunity now for Furia to lock in that winner chicken dinner.
It could be, but I don't think they know that Kunha is currently going to be behind them. If Kunha can get behind this tree, he's going to be able to start picking off people apart. But he needs to be careful, because they've been able to spot him. And guess what? Now that's going to give a heads up to the other team. So whatever surprise he was planning on doing, yes, you knock one player, but the surprise is absolutely gone. And there you go. The one that they were hoping they would get the off angle. ends up going away. It comes down to Myth. Myth is just not going to be able to clutch it. Furia was just too much. Way too much this game, DK, with the way that they were able to control the map, with the way that they were able to third party there towards the end. Well played.
On them right now. They're in trouble.
Yep. Here comes the heat. Regnum Karya just laying into them, and with that, numbers.
Oh my goodness!
Dwindle, an absolute sweep coming through.
Regnum Karya spotted them perfectly. He was so patient, waiting, and then at the right time, Silas said, "Okay, time to shut him down."
I mean, phenomenal timing coming through here from Silas, and I mean, Regnum Karya still rocking a full squad. They've got 5 eliminations up. Things are looking up, and I mean, they've made it all the way up into the top 4. I'm curious to see how the Royals of War are going to be looking to play this one, because the pacing, again, this time around, just looking so strong on both Royals of War and that it's on the coming through from the side of Furia.
100%. Let's see what they opt to do as Royals of War. Currently hiding behind the tractor. Maki, really, man, this guy is deadly with that mini 14. Here he goes with a couple shots, gets a couple, and gets the knock. Go for the reloads, gonna get that finish, but says, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my eyes on the prize up here and start to put a little bit more punishment here onto Regnum Karya. Regnum Karya are in big trouble because every single squad's looking at them right now.
Yeah, positional speaking, yes, they do find themselves in a very sticky spot. I mean, Royals of War now having the odds kind of turn in their favor, as they're now up to a 35% chance of getting their hands on that winner chicken dinner for this play. Though it was Regnum Karya holding nice and steady as they do find the plays up in towards Rivas. It's now going to be up on towards Colgate. And of course, Aragon to see if they can hold true, pull the name forward, and well, defend the honor of the Royals of War as the shots continue to fly in.
Aragon had to hit the floor real quick because Smoke was looking right at him from that other angle. Meanwhile, you know, trying to go ahead and get that nade going. Looks good. Oh, hit the truck. Does he spot the toes? He does! And goodbye. Threading the needle right through those tires. And here we go. It's a top 2 situation. Smoke looking to go up against Royals of War. Smoke have all the real estate. Royals of War completely jam-packed. Is there any utility left from Smoke? If they got it, they got to start throwing it now.
They definitely have to get going with that play. But, I mean, this could potentially be Royals of War looking for their first winner chicken dinner of the day. As we know, Smoke, they've already gotten a bit of that action cooking. But let's see how this play is going to pan out. Smoke already sitting up on 11 eliminations. So they do seem to have quite a bit of a presence here. Royals of War not far behind them. But as you've said, right, position is going to be absolutely essential in this last phase.
Smoke have the ridge line, but Royals of War have done a great job of being able to just apply that pressure, but it was only a matter of time. More time went on. Smoke with that hill just got it done. So, wow, a massive game there from Smoke Gaming. And, man, right at the right time, too. Right at the right time. I mean, with this kind of performances, we'll see these get knocked. So that's why I'm not surprised to see him play it very careful right now.
They couldn't even ask for a better spot, too. It's pretty much a little crater there for them on the top of the hill, the highest point so far in the map, if I'm not mistaken. It's looking like wonders, and looking like wonders. DX being able to get a knock there with the nade, as we're looking Royals of War trying to take on some 5 Regnum Karya, keeping an eye out for them. And Furia, only 1 player alive. He's going to be exposing himself, and that's it. Bye-bye, as Royals of War is going to be able to finish off that last player from Furia.
Furia going to end there with 35 points. We'll see how that ends up at the end of this preliminary mode here. Let's see what 9Z's doing. 9Z's trying to get some lane angles. Team Falcons, though, they're the team to beat in the most dominant position. Honestly, if you're going to beat them in this spot, you're going to need to bring multiple teams. Enigma Galaxy doing what they need to, right? They know that, hey, our back's up against the wall. We need some major points here to rocket launch us at least in towards that top 3. So that way we can feel somewhat safe going into our next day of gameplay. Team Falcons now starting to push onto Royals of War. They want to soak up even more points.
They do, and this is the crazy part. They could have stayed fine in the place that they were, but they were like, no, we see an option where we can actually third party this. We see an option where we can make it easier for us towards the end, and they are gonna take it. As they do have one player knocked down there from Team Falcons, they're gonna be able to pick him up. And with Enigma Galaxy, I mean, they're doing exactly what they need to do right now. 5 eliminations, currently in the top 7. Now they're starting to get those placement points. This is exactly what they need to do. They just need to get in the top 3. Continue. Keep it going.
It's so crazy to see that Royals of War is still alive. Random Cario went down. That is nuts. That one shot right there, I believe it was from Rivas, was absolutely insane. It kept them alive for just a little bit longer. But the Falcons are starting to swoop in. Those beaks are sharpened, ready to go. And here they go, pre-firing with the S12K. Just saying, okay, where are you looking at? Now stay right there, buddy. And just let them
sure
cook.
About this one, Juice. Team Falcons is definitely going to end up winning this. But if you see, I think they ended up switching spots with Enigma Galaxy. So Team Falcons looking to get those elimination points. And how quickly can they recover? I think they're going to realize that Enigma Galaxy is going to be behind them. They need to make sure they position themselves. The quick reaction there at Team Falcons. I was scared that we're going to end up getting surprised by Enigma Galaxy. No, 7. They said, no, we know they're there. Give us a second. Let us cook.
What did you say? A quick what?
What?
You said a quick what?
Regroup?
Reaction, baby. That's right. It was all action. Real quick up to the top, but he's got to be careful because now he's giving up the high ground to Cubes. Icy with the laser beam shuts down the push. And then now comes action to finish him off with the DBS. They now know it's Enigma Galaxy. They're going to start pressing this. Here comes Top with some more headshots. This team's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. Maxman, if you're watching this, if you want to break down anything, this right here, break this down for me. Post it on your Instagram. I want to see this because, boy, Team Falcons right now, a team that instead of taking the easy route, they're making it a little bit harder for them, and they like it that way because right now they're sitting at 15 eliminations. What was it that they had earlier? 18? They're trying to break it, Jukes. They're saying, you know what? We asked for 20. We're going to give them 20.
20 bomb could be coming right up, but you know what? Enigma Galaxy, their backs are against the wall, right? They're in a corner and they need to get out of it. And the only way it's going to be is with some more eliminations and a chicken dinner. The only problem is there's only 2 players up and Team Falcons are on fire. Meanwhile, was that Virtus Pro still alive? Hey, there you go. How do you survive? Oh, he's gaming. He's gaming. He takes down Lord. Another point on the board, trying to keep his tournament alive, but Team Falcons finally shut him down. And the pop-off. These guys are excited because that was a real hard match for them.
Hard day excited, Lance. It's just another day at the office, baby. What you talking about? We do this daily, son. Stretching,